maybe the state troopers, they said, well, we have one, and we asked to be on the list. So please don't eat it.
There's a waiting list for roadkill deer?
Well, not a waiting list, but, well, in wintertime, I know this because I once, unfortunately, I used to live in northern Idaho, a place not unlike what you see in the movie. And one time, as can happen, I hit a moose with my pickup truck. It was a young moose, but it still weighed almost 900 pounds. And it just came off a steep hill in the middle of the night. It just ran right in front. I couldn't do anything about it. And fortunately, I had a snow plow, and so it bounced over the top, and it didn't, as they often do, it didn't go through the windshield and, decapitate, because it happens to lots of people. It happens every year in Maine and, in places in Idaho and Montana it happens. And because it was winter, and I called it in right away, they said, okay, we'll go. It went to the food pantry the meat was used. Summer, it's less likely. So I guess waiting list, maybe for labs in the summer, I don't know. But the meat was pretty ripe by the time we got it. And it was warm. It was very warm. It was July, so yeah.
Right. So you didn't have a lot of time to film all those scenes out in the woods, did you?
No, we didn't. And to finish, I mean, the group thing was great, because we got not only to do all those things together, so it seemed like whether it was meditation or yoga or martial arts or music, all these things. Music in particular was great because it's a nonverbal, great way to get to know people's rhythms and the way they work, as an acting exercise even. And but the main benefit of it was that we got very close, which is what you're referring to. By the end of those 2 weeks, we were on very good terms. I knew what each of their names was, characters and real life, and I knew what each of their parents' names. I mean, it was good. And it got to the point where I think by the first day of shooting, the youngest one was calling me Summer Dad. When I heard that, I looked at the parents. I said, "Is that all right with you guys?" Yeah, it's fine. And so we were a tight unit by the time we started shooting. It was important because as you pointed out, we didn't have a lot of time. All the stuff you see. Teepee stuff with the deer, everything around that area we shot in the first week. It was a lot of work, and it was important that we connect right away, because we weren't going to get a lot of takes. And, and the kids had some complicated things to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the scene where they learn what happened to their mother.
Yeah, that was, I think we did that like the third or fourth day. Which, when I saw that on the schedule, I thought, oh my God, well, better get it over with, but it's going to be a real test, we'll see. And I said to Matt, what's your plan? He said, I think they're going to be all right, let's just hope for it, let's just see what happens. He goes, you got any suggestions? I said, no, I think that sounds like a good plan. I'll do my best, and I think they will too, and they were marvelous, of course. And we did the first take, and the reactions were already so good that after that first take, I looked at Matt and I was like, it's good transition, we're going to be fine. It's a great team.
So, obviously things like that are logistical challenges because you're working on an indie budget, but creatively for you as an actor, what were the big challenges playing this guy?
Well, I mean, I referred to his emotional journey, some of the transitions he has to make. I didn't want to overdo it. It would be, depending on who was directing this movie and who was playing the role of the father, it could have gone too far into easy comedy or too far into easy, sucking up to the audience, emotional things. I think it was just, the balance was right. It felt like what Matt was going for. I wanted to be helpful in that way. I wanted to do those things right, to have the humor be true situational comedy, be out of the contrasts between us and other people, or the intellectual level of the kids, or the fact that, and it's one of the things that it's funny in the movie, but it's also kind of maybe worrying. His way of answering difficult questions about sex, death, anything, mental illness. I'm thinking about the scene in the bus where everybody's a little depressed, and then one of the girls asks about Lolita, and there's this conversation that the youngest boy overhears where we're talking about rape and all this stuff. And the conversation where he asks what's rape and what's sexual intercourse and vaginas and then worship peas. And
why would he do that?
And what's very funny in the movie, and I think in principle it's a great idea to be very honest with your kids. It's a matter of degree. The fact is that Ben, my character, speaks exactly this, gives the same answer to the 7-year-old as he would to a 17-year-old. He doesn't modify his language. And I do think that maybe one lesson that Ben will have learned by the end of the story is that you can modify, you don't have to lie, but you can just feather it a little bit. For the little kid, maybe he won't, I don't know. But it's not the worst thing in the world, but